All righty, ladies and gentlemen, once again, a very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the morning show. Rick, your cruise director here, along with...
Over here, Stacy, your world cruise hostess, and a very good morning to you. And you can see that I am sitting next to two really handsome gentlemen.
You're learning, okay, Houston?
I learned after the first time. But specifically close to me, we have a really nice guy and a really talented musician on board, Humberto Perez. Did I say that right?
Thank you so much, and good morning to everybody. Yes.
I mean, it's rare that we have a musician. I mean, you work such late hours.
We always joke about that, and here you are.
But you look bright, you're cheerful in the morning. Now, do you get up in the mornings early? You sure?
Yes, I did.
Really?
And I put the alarm anyway.
Yeah, you
because
get
I
the
have
alarm.
this mechanical thing in my head that when I put an alarm, I wake up before the alarm sounds.
Yeah, I kind of do it.
The old biological alarm clock.
That's
sure.
right.
That's
That's
a
right.
nice
So
one.
every morning you're getting up early, or do you?
Not
have a little
really,
bit of sleep in?
because I try to be fresh for the night.
Right.
So I wake up around 10 o'clock.
Oh,
11
that's
o'clock.
good. Yeah, that's good because you
That's
have
right.
such late hours, right?
Yes.
For sure.
And you know something, Stace? We've got to let everybody know with Humberto and Anna, okay?
Yes.
They, as you just said, they are fantastic. But initially, last year or year and a half, it's almost been it's 2 years now,
It's going to be 2.5 years now.
they were here for only one short contract. They were
Yes.
supposed to get off the ship. Everybody fell in love with them. And because of that extensive repertoire, they did it all. And we had asked our vice president of entertainment if we can extend them. We extended them, and then we brought them on for the world cruise, and the rest is history. And
Here you are.
that's why they're still here. So
Right,
successful.
part of the Crystal family now for
Yeah.
sure. You're hooked.
Yes.
So in case you don't know, maybe you haven't seen Humberto before. Why don't you tell
Yeah.
everybody what you do on board? I mean, we know him, but
Well, we are a duo
Yes.
with my wife Anna. We have been engaged for the last 4 years,
engaged.
officially engaged, but we have been singing for the last 14 years together.
Amazing.
And now very
Wow.
happy to be part of the Crystal family
Right.
for the last 2.5 years now.
And where were you before Crystal?
And we started the cruise ship market in Norwegian Cruise Line.
Right, that's where I started.
And,
Back in the
See where
90s.
everybody ends up.
and this is very funny because we came here to do a 20 days replacement.
Gotcha.
And then Mr. Rick and everybody just felt the connection with the
Right,
music.
just
and,
what you were saying, yeah.
And
But do you know what it is? It's your repertoire. You know, listen, the important thing is to read an audience.
Right.
Know when it's cocktail time. Know when you have a crowd. Then you see people start to dance and you pick up the pace. They have that ability to read the audience and then play the music that everybody wants to hear. And they
Exactly.
play it all.
this is funny because I keep searching all kind of signals to see what is going on, So I'm searching for the feet moving, I'm searching for a finger moving.
I see you're watching it, people are tapping.
And all the time is in my head like, do they like this song or is it really a nice song? The atmosphere is right. So
Right.
yeah, I'm so happy it clicks so natural here in Crystal.
Isn't that great?
And your other half, we've got to give credit where credit is due. Anna is absolutely perfect in doing what she does with you. Everybody loves her, and there have been comments that we should put her on the stage with the others, and we're considering doing something with Anna before the end of the World Cruise,
outstanding.
because
that
we have so
sounds
many
amazing.
wonderful female vocalists on board.
We do.
We're trying to think of something that we can do and to highlight her more, people who have not been down in the Cove to listen to her.
All right,
Amazing.
she is my everything, and she does all these amazing, difficult songs that sometimes, even though I'm playing with her for the last 14 years, suddenly I'm impressed with her. I'm trying to concentrate in what I'm doing in my keyboard, and suddenly she's singing all this beautiful. I'm like, I really love it. So that's so natural, so amazing. I feel the connection that we have in our job, and plus the love that is going around us.
Right.
It's so
And,
good, so
and
natural.
it's also so important, Stace, that, and you've been here a long time, we keep referring to everybody as the Crystal family, but it's so important that when you're playing a gig or in a lounge on the ship, that you don't just play your gig, walk away, go take a break somewhere. The great thing that you do is socialize with the guests who are in your respective area, and that's what they want. That's what our
They
Crystal
love
guests
knowing you,
love.
yes. Getting
They like to
know
build
you.
up that relationship.
One of the reasons that I love this company is because it gives me the opportunity to be so real. We spend 6 months on board, and we usually take 1 or 2 months vacation. So basically, we need friends, we need social
Of
life,
course, yeah.
and this company has something fantastic that everybody keeps coming back.
Right.
So in other companies I used to work, and I used to see everybody coming and going. Suddenly I reach Crystal and I see familiar faces. People know my name, and then I knew their songs, and it just amazing.
I know.
You
It makes
build,
it very
you build up
special.
relationships. I mean, you especially from
Oh,
you know,
yes.
all the world cruises.
Oh, yes.
When you're out here for an extended period of time, you get to know everybody so well. And you tell me all the time how many people you're still in touch with.
Yes, and
Okay.
now this segment has been fantastic because we have the world cruises from the last year, and I just know them so well. I know their
Exactly.
songs. I know how to fill up the room so well. I know
See,
their favorite song.
That's the key.
And I'm not only music. We are getting along together. We have friendship now. We go for dinner together. We go
Right.
outside. We do tours, and
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
feel right. I feel home. you
Right at
know?
home. Yeah, well, it's definitely
Speaking-
home away from home.
Well, speaking of home, where's home for you now?
Oh, well, originally we are from Cali, but we have bought a house in a city called Armenia in Colombia,
Armenia.
which is where all the coffee is coming from. A lot of nature, perfect
Right.
climate.
Huh?
How
You
nice.
brought some on board for me one time.
Yes.
Which was very nice, but customs did not like me at the border. Okay, so don't bring any more coffee. No offense, but
No more
those
coffee
dog
from
sniffers don't. Okay, I'm sorry.
Little
It
bit
doesn't
of
fly
comfort.
well with
Yeah.
coffee at the border.
So yeah, we love that city so much because
Right.
it's so green and so fresh. And we bought this beautiful house that we were planning to buy it from the cruise ship, and trying to have a life in Colombia from the middle of the ocean is just a challenge.
Right.
So we bought the land from an application in the phone. So we saw a picture and we said, well, that's what we have.
Talk about buying
Amazing,
blindly.
no?
And then we didn't even knew if it's real,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And we said, okay, it's now or never, like the song, you know? So we sent all the money, and then we went for vacation 2 months, and
Wow.
then it was there, you know, like, we made it. And then we had 2 months vacation, then we realized that we needed a house in 2 months, and we hired this prefabricated company that makes all these houses in no time.
Right.
So Anna was crazy about the measurements. She was trying to measure the room, measure the cove, counting steps here and there. And
Right.
now we have this lovely, beautiful house
Isn't that something?
that we are very proud of.
Right.
And you have people looking after it while you're
Yes,
away.
I have my mother-in-law living.
I was going to
right
ask, is your
now.
family close? Do you have a number of family close by?
Yes,
Yeah,
we do,
yeah.
and it's just a beautiful feeling that we are doing all our goals and achieving all this amazing stuff,
Right.
and working at the same time. Yeah.
It's a good life for sure. Now, how did the music start for you?
Oh well,
At a young age?
for me it was it's a challenge because I'm the only musician in the family.
Oh, really? So
Yes.
no one else was doing it.
And so they look at me like I was crazy because I have this family full of pilots and architects and scientists.
Right.
So when I said I'm a musician, so they look at me like,
That must have gone over real well.
Are you sure you want to be a musician? But well, it came out so well. You know, I started studying in the music school in my town.
Okay.
And then I learned several instruments. You know, I play a little bit of guitar, drums, and I started with the keyboard.
Right.
And then I was growing up really fast in the music field, and I became a singer out of nowhere. I thought,
I'm
Don't
sure
they
you
all?
had the talent. Yeah.
but with my wife, it's different because she is really coming from a musician's family. So
Right.
that is funny because my father-in-law used to play guitar for famous people. And when I was dating Anna, I had to pass double filter with my father-in-law. I had to be a good guy and a good musician.
And a good musician.
So it was double work for me.
I think you've passed. You passed muster. Well, that's awesome.
Yes,
So what kind of
and-
music inspired you the most when you were growing up? Was
I was
specific artists?
always a rock guy in my
Yeah.
country, and it was a nightmare because I'm from Colombia where everything is so Latin.
Right.
So I don't even know how to dance, like I told you before. I was so much into English music, but I never had the chance to learn English
Okay.
because all our culture is only about Spanish, and
Right.
our neighbor countries they are all speaking Spanish.
So, but music, Colombia. You didn't grow up with a soccer ball on your feet or a football?
Well, I was this weird kid in the school trying to play guitar and running
Right.
with a keyboard here and there, and that made it so difficult for me, even with relationships,
Right.
because the ladies were expecting me to be an amazing dancer, and I was not. So when I was dating Anna, I said, listen, what I'm gonna do, I need to invite her for a dance, because that's the way it is in my country. And then we went to a discotheque, and it was full. So I said, okay, now the dance floor is full, so nobody would look at my feet. So we went for a dance,
Safety
and then
in
she
numbers.
realized that I didn't have a clue what I was doing. And then she said, like, oh, you really, I don't want to be here tonight. I'm tired. And I said, let's go. That's a great idea. Let's go from here. So
We're not editing anything. Be real careful what you say here.
She might be like, that's so funny.
You're live on the air.
so
Well, that's how you met. That's very nice.
yes.
And the rest is history.
That's
Yes.
right, and here you are. And what led you into the cruise ship? What made you decide to go to NCL?
Well, we started doing 5-star hotels.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of
And-
times how it goes, yeah.
And we started at the age of 18, almost 19 at the end of when we were 18. And we were very scared of going out of the country. It was the first time for us with the language. And we had no knowledge about the language, what was going to be, was going to be French or was going to be English. So we had a translator in the band. And he had to translate every member to do all basic stuff.
What countries did you go to first?
The first country we went was to India, and we started singing in all big brand hotels, Hilton, San Louis, Royal Meridian,
Right.
and
Wow.
Hyatt's, and all these things. And we were playing basically for Italian restaurants or Spanish restaurants,
Right.
so we could be the real deal in
Sort
India.
of like ethnic, yeah.
Yes.
Right, interesting.
Sure, that's right.
And then we were moving to different countries. We started going to Africa. We did a contract in Djibouti.
Wow.
And then we went to Kurdistan, and then
That's
the salary situation was changing, and we decided we needed something more stable. And then
Right.
we kept getting these offers in the cruise ships. But Anna used to say, have you seen the movie Titanic? And then I was, like, oh, I don't think it's anything similar.
Right.
So fine. In the end, I convinced her, and that was the first contract we got in Norwegian. We did only a 6 months contract there, and then we had the chance to come to Crystal. I've been here all the time.
And do you know what's interesting? Let me just make reference to this. Like even yesterday, for example, most musicians, all of us, look at our end date for the contract. Oh, when are we going home? Oh, we've got one more month. He comes to me yesterday. He goes, Rick, they enjoy it so much. He said, we'd like to extend for 2 more months. And I looked at him. I said, "Wouldn't you want to go home?" He goes, "No. We're doing a long contract now, but they want to do 2." So I sent a letter to our vice president of entertainment yesterday, and hopefully I'll get a response back today. But these are people who want to go the extra yard,
Right.
want to stay on
Major
longer.
team players.
They've established relationships with everybody, and they love the environment. So I mean, listen, I wish every musician we had on board was like you and Anna, because you guys are wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be in this company, and it feels so natural and so real to
Right.
me.
So I have to tell you this one, and this is for Anna. I cannot tell you the number of times that people have come up to me and said, "Have you heard her sing 'I Will Always Love You'?"
Oh yeah, I really know.
There's silence
it
in the
knocks
cove.
it
Silence
out
when
of the
when she
park.
sings.
I know it is just such an amazing. I just have to tell you that because it's a lot of people have come up and
The
told
time
me that.
just stops, and even
Time stops.
even that
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, I'm supposed to be used to it. I'm performing. I'm like, wow, I just love
Every
it.
time, isn't that
No.
something?
Very good.
And we try to keep this type of songs very special for a particular moment when we say it's the right moment. So
Yeah.
everybody is like, wow.
Right. No, you do it. You read it. You know
Yep.
it. It's so you're brilliant. You both are just so great.
excellent duo. We're so glad to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Rick.
Okay. No, and Anna, if you're watching, okay, don't let him go. Great guy.
I don't think there's any chance
No,
of
no,
that.
no, no.
And he even mentioned, he said, my English, I hope you'll bear with me with my English. Your English is impeccable.
Well-
You have better grammar than I do.
It's been a challenge for us because we don't have a way to practice very often at home.
Right.
So every time we go home, it gets rusted a little bit.
Right,
And then we come
right.
back again to
You
the
come back.
field and, we
Well,
get it back.
Sure.
you're doing it. you sound terrific.
No, very good.
Such a pleasure having you on the morning
Thank you,
show.
thank you so much, Mr.
Thanks for
Rick.
getting up and
Thanks
doing
a
it
lot.
because we know
Appreciate
it's an early
Thank you.
morning and we love having our guests up here and chatting. And I know that our guests on board enjoy getting to know a different side, of the people
That's
that
right.
they see around the ship.
Up close and personal.
Exactly.
It was a little too personal today. But that's okay. We stopped.
Yeah, we kind of draw the line.
We're going to let you scoot out of here in just a moment. And to everybody else, we've got some highlights. We're going to come back with some trivia, lots of information. Don't go away. But one more time, a big thank you to Humberto and Anna for doing a great job for us.
And now you can go back to sleep for a little while. All right, so stay with us. Stay with Rick and myself. We'll be back with you here shortly, and we would love to show you some highlights. I'm sure some great stuff from our St. Patrick's Day extravaganza. So here we go.